This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Good afternoon, Bill, and happy portal opening day. How are you?
Hey guys, what's up?
The portal's up, man. You got let's look like 7 players already leaving Colorado today, including a former Razorback in Miles Slusher. Do you view this portal window in an identical way to the December portal window? I know that this one is shorter, but do you think you get the same kind of player that leaves after spring ball?
That's a good question. I don't know if I've got enough data to determine that. I don't think we've been doing it long, at least for me, to know if this portal is different as far as the level of players you may get. I think the spring portal, the 15-day window, is indicative of spring practice where either one of two things has happened. You've looked at the depth chart, you don't like your situation, or they told you to go. It's one of the two. And maybe it's more of that in this window than maybe in December.
Hey, Bill, what about the difference between Ole Miss and Georgia and how the two did their spring game with Ole Miss kind of doing a Pro Bowl thing, Georgia hitting? Or which one are you kind of in favor of?
About 30 years ago, divorced myself from spring games. I was sitting at a spring game realizing I was wasting 4 hours of my life watching fake football. Now, Lane Kiffin doesn't want to show anybody anything. Not that you would anyways. I don't really have a problem with him just trying to have a good time because games are fake, guys. They're rigged games. I don't need to see Carson back. But if you said, Matt, Bill, I'm making you go to a game, you got to go. I'd rather go see what Georgia was doing than a hot dog eating contest. I mean, that's not where my interest is.
But it's also indicative of maybe what a team needs. Sam Pittman's talked openly that the team needs to be more physical than they were the year before. They're hitting more. Yeah. They're tackling with the ground more in spring. So, and look, they were tackling in the spring game at Arkansas. They just weren't tackling Taylon Green for obvious reasons. Right. But that right. To me, it's like it says, what does your program need? And Arkansas needed some toughness.
Yeah, and Ole Miss has got a very veteran roster and a very veteran transfer portal group. And I'm sure they just want to chill a little bit. And Kirby's got a lot of old school in him, so I'm not surprised. That's the way he's going to do things. Kirby's not going to be the guy. And you remember Kirby and Lane were together at Alabama for a couple of years there, so they know each other. But two totally different personalities for sure.
Hey, Bill, I was wondering about LSU's defense. Have they made any progression? Have they solidified anything on that? Because that defense was pretty bad last year, and they've overhauled. They lost some of their coaches, they got rid of and kind of went a different direction. Do you think they're going to be able to be a little better on the defensive side of the ball this year?
I do. Their main concern is up front, and they're going to be in this current portal taking defensive linemen. They've already had some visit, I believe. But that is they need big bodies. And as we all know, that position is very difficult. They're not readily available ever. But they're gonna fill the void. I'd say they're gonna bring in 2-3 defensive linemen in this current portal. But they do feel like they've solidified. They've become more fundamental. But, Matt, you're right. That's the side of the ball that's clearly the question for them heading into the season.
What do you feel Brian Kelly's standing is over at LSU? They got the division title in a year that it felt like it was a down year. Maybe that's just because Alabama wasn't as good as expected and LSU beat them. But, they've been good, but I guess, LSU just expects greatness. They expect national champions, and they expect that in every program. And he has yet to even really come close on delivering yet.
I think that he is still in the honeymoon period. Now, I know we're heading into, year 3? And I think we're towards the end of it. But no, I think he's still incredibly popular. I still think they all believe in what he can get done there. They have had some personnel shortcomings that he's had to bridge the gap with. They've got already a phenomenal 25 class committed, top running back in America, top quarterback in America. I think the future trends well. Now, this year might get a little choppy. This year probably won't be the year they break through. It's very unlikely, but I think the future looks really good.
We had a little bit of a shakeup in college baseball, but I kind of want to get your thoughts right now in the SEC. A&M's number one right now. Are you a fan? What's A&M's really good at this year?
I think they're probably the most consistent team pitching and hitting. That combination right now. I think you look at Arkansas, you think about the phenomenal pitching, not always hitting. You look at Tennessee, and I don't think there's a better hitting team in America. And I think this team right now probably hits the ball better than that team 2 years ago that broke all kinds of records. Their pitching is not what it needs to be, though. And I think that's going to be a problem. But I think A&M guys at the moment, what are we, halfway into intra-league play, probably is the most consistent team. And I'm skipping out of Kentucky. I love what Kentucky's doing. I'm still needing a little bit more data. They have a huge series in Lexington this weekend. That will be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be big. But, I mean, A&M, they literally took Vanderbilt out to the woodshed this last weekend. I mean, that's what got them number one. Not just the sweep,
right,
but that they kicked the crap out of Vanderbilt. And that's the thing that,
correct.
I mean, I think I'm when I'm looking at baseball, I'm like, did you win the game? Did you score more runs than the other team? That's what I'm looking at. What
right.
I think, what a lot of fans right now are looking at is that A&M and Kentucky in a lot of cases are destroying their competition.
And again, Kentucky guys is not a long ball team. They small ball you and they run, and they're very well coached. And hey, doesn't matter how you put it up on the scoreboard, if you're scoring. But it's a little bit different. And, guys, it's going to be fun these next several. What do we have? 4 or 5 weeks left of the regular season. It goes fast. And you would know because you broadcast it every day, but it's a rapidly moving year.
We got 5 weeks. 5 weeks of the regular season left. Yeah, Hogs are in South Carolina this next weekend, and still get Kentucky, still get A&M, still get Mississippi State and Florida. Florida is the team that's fallen off, though, that nobody saw this coming. I think they're right at 500 or a game over, and they were number 2 to start the season. So that one kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, the Razorback schedule, Bill, is incredibly backloaded right now.
It is. And, it's guys, I tell you, it's like I mentioned about 8-10 years ago. I started adopting baseball. I did not know that was happening to me. It just organically happened. I love it. I even plan Tuesday and Wednesday night games to have on TV, even though most of them are garbage, right? I plan them and watch them. I find myself doing that.
Well, you're going to be then. You ought to be watching ESPN2 tonight at 7 because it's Arkansas hosting Texas Tech. Ravitch and Kyle Peterson are on the call, so that could be worth your time. Did you grow up at all a Major League Baseball fan, Bill?
Dodgers, yeah, and in the 70s and 80s, I was a Dodger fan, and when they won it in '88, I guess, Oral Hershiser's year,
mm-hmm.
I remember that. And then, of course, the Dodgers now have Mookie Betts, who is from Nashville, played high school ball over Overton. Now, I had no idea he'd be that kind of ball player, but I don't follow them. I mean, today I couldn't tell you if they play, when they play, who they're pitching. I lost Major League Baseball as a passion probably during the steroid era. I was done.
Well, if you were a Dodgers fan in the 80s, then Whitey Herzog passed away. I think it was this morning or late last night, age 94. And,
wow.
It's interesting. You bring up how Kentucky plays baseball. That's the style of baseball that Whitey managed. Get guys on base, steal the base, move them around, hit and run, not a lot of home runs. Like, that's exactly the style Kentucky plays.
I remember a playoff game between St. Louis and the Dodgers where Ozzie Smith hit a key home run. Ozzie, the greatest, probably defensive shortstop ever, and he hit a home run against my Dodgers. That was also a final blow.
Bill, I think I even know the pitcher he hit it off of. I think he hit it off of Tom Niedenfuhr. I think I remember this home run. I think it was the only left-handed home run Ozzie hit all year. Yeah, I remember this one.
No. From his Little League career till then, the only one he ever hit.
That's right. And I still remember the Jack Buck call on the home run by the Wizard. I still remember that. That's right.
That one hurt. That hurt.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.